South Park decimated them last night, and we have the clips.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Thanks for having us on the show.
It's awesome to be here. It's great.
That's hilarious.
You've lived a life with the royal family. You've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, When.
They want it both ways. We don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
And yeah, that's accurate.
Your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
You're complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous. I totally agree.
South Park has been savagely mocking celebrities for decades, but one episode reportedly sent Meghan Markle into a complete tailspin. Reports claim she was so furious, she demanded the episode be banned, but her meltdown only proved that every single joke was right on the money. The show immediately went for the jugular, targeting her biggest and most obvious contradiction.
We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines?
It was a direct hit, but they took it even further. They turned the couple's desperate plea for privacy into a hilarious war cry that exposed their complete lack of self-awareness for the entire world to see.
Your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
The episode, titled The Worldwide Privacy Tour, was a masterclass in mockery. After leaving Canada, the parody couple land in the small, quiet town of South Park, hoping to finally find a place where they can be seen as totally normal people.
I think this might be the place. It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved here, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal.
It seems like the perfect, simple plan to finally get the privacy they claim to want. But their idea of a quiet life is a little different from everyone else's.
It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
We can have a fresh start here, lead a normal life, and have babies.
Can we really move here and finally have our own privacy?
Of course, a huge part of their privacy tour involved going on TV to promote a tell-all book, and South Park gave it the perfect, most fitting title.
So let me start with you, sir. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, When.
The show then pointed out the most glaring contradiction of all. It called out the hypocrisy of complaining about the press while cashing in on the exact same behavior.
Oh, totally, like you should write a book because your family's like stupid and then so are like journalists.
So you hate journalists, and now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family.
The reason that episode hits so hard is because it wasn't really a parody. South Park was just holding up a mirror to the exact things real-world commentators have been pointing out for years. Take their constant, loud demands for privacy, especially when it involves their children.
Why put your kids all over social media if all you're banging on about is wanting privacy and protection for those children?
He points out the ridiculous way they try to have it both ways. They tease the public with pictures while pretending it's for protection, a move that feels just as absurd as the cartoon.
They do endless pictures of their kids to show off their parenting skills, and they put little emojis on their faces like they're supposed to protect them.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to Meghan's own desire to be famous. It's a fact that royal insiders and commentators know all too well.
I think that she does like being in the limelight, and I do think she wants the children to soften her image.
You know what?
It's a cycle that never ends. Demand privacy, then sell it to the highest bidder. It's a business model built entirely on hypocrisy.
These two will sell anything about their privacy, and yet they'll fight privacy battle after privacy battle.
Just when the world was laughing about the South Park episode, a new video surfaced that was so bizarre, so out of touch, it made the cartoon's creators look like prophets. While fighting for her public image, this is what Meghan was allegedly caught on camera doing in a hospital room. The clip immediately sparked backlash for being completely inappropriate for a duchess.
It is so unroyal. This is not what we expect from a woman that insists on being called the Duchess of Sussex.
The move was so shocking, it had one commentator imagining how Princess Diana herself might react to her son's wife.
Diana is somewhere in heaven throwing her iPhone saying, "My marriage may have been a mess, but at least I didn't twerk."
Beyond the jokes, the video was seen by many as simply gross. Critics called it a clear sign of someone desperate to stay in the headlines, no matter the cost.
It's not cute, and it just gives you a real idea of how desperate she is to stay in the headlines.
Ultimately, it wasn't just her reputation she was shaking in the video. It was something far more important.
Meghan wasn't twerking, she was shaking loose what little class she had left.
The emergence of the twerking video immediately had people scratching their heads. Was this a genuine, private moment that somehow leaked? Or was it another carefully orchestrated attack attempt by her PR team to make her seem more real and down to earth? Some experts believe it was the latter, a desperate move cooked up in a boardroom.
She's in a PR firm meeting. Someone said, "We need to humanize you. Find some fun moments, post them, and everyone will like you."
But the problem with these kinds of manufactured moments is that they often feel exactly like that, manufactured. You can't just flip a switch and suddenly appear relatable to the masses, especially when your entire brand has been built on a very different image. People see right through it.
Can't manufacture that stuff, right? It feels fake. I don't understand why they would think something like that would work.
And for Meghan, whose public perception has already taken a significant hit from numerous controversies and accusations, these kinds of stunts are unlikely to have the desired effect. Her reputation, according to some, is already too damaged for a quick fix.
She's reportedly bullied virtually everybody who's ever worked for her. She's obsessed with her own ego and playing the victim.
But the speculation surrounding the video didn't stop at just the potential PR motives. As people watched the footage more closely, some truly bizarre theories started to emerge, particularly concerning her baby bump. The shape and appearance of her belly in the video struck some viewers as distinctly odd.
That belly looks abnormal. It looks very strange. It looks like there's like a bag or like some sort of something shoved up under a dress.
Viewers compared the strange shape to something completely unnatural, leading to some truly wild accusations online. Then, the focus shifted to what wasn't visible in the video.
It does not look like a pregnant belly. It looks all bumpy. It's very strange. It looks like what you'd get if you put like a pillowcase under your dress.
The absence of any typical hospital equipment further fueled these conspiracy theories. Where were the monitors? Where were the usual signs of someone about to give birth?
They don't give you like remote monitors on your belly. All the monitors they stick on you are connected to the thing that's right next to your hospital bed. And she wasn't wired up at all.
Beyond the personal embarrassment and the bizarre conspiracies, the biggest fallout from this video is what it says about her respect for the royal family. For many, the most offensive part was connecting this act to her daughter, Lilibet, a name taken directly from the late Queen Elizabeth's cherished family nickname. The video, in effect, links the memory of a beloved monarch to a cringe-worthy viral moment, a move many found to be in incredibly poor taste.
We're going to associate the name Lilibet with her gyrating all over the internet for free 99.
The use of the name Lilibet has been a major point of controversy from the very beginning. Critics argue she had no right to use such a personal and historic name, and to then attach it to something so undignified is seen as a calculated insult. It feeds the narrative that she didn't just borrow the name for a touching tribute, she hijacked it for her own brand.
You've hijacked this name from Queen Elizabeth. The least you can do is respect this woman, respect her institution, respect her name.
One can only imagine what the late Queen, a woman known for her immense dignity and lifelong devotion to duty, would have thought. Seeing her private, family nickname associated with this kind of online spectacle would have been unthinkable. It's safe to say she would not have been amused by the circus.
I would be so angry if I was Queen Elizabeth. My name was somehow attached to her humping around video.
This perceived disrespect isn't just aimed at the past. Critics point to a pattern of behavior that seems designed to poke and provoke the current monarchy. This includes what some call taunting King Charles with social media posts of the grandchildren he barely knows, all while he is facing his own serious health battles.
Her posts on social media where she barely shows the kids is almost taunting the king who doesn't know these children.
It all points to a fundamental rejection of what being a royal actually means. There is a standard of quiet dignity that comes with the territory, a standard she has repeatedly chosen to ignore in favor of chasing trends and attention.
Royal women don't need to dance for attention. They command it quietly, elegantly.
This approach highlights a core issue. She never truly embraced the traditions of the institution she married into. Instead of learning the customs with care, she simply dismissed them.
She didn't approach royal customs with curiosity or care. She dismissed them, forgetting that the tradition is the responsibility.
And perhaps the most cynical take is that this disrespect wasn't even a genuine, impulsive moment. The idea that this was all staged for a camera crew to be packaged and sold as reality TV content makes the entire affair seem even colder and more manipulative.
It's almost grosser when you imagine that it's recorded for Netflix and it's not some cute little intimate thing.
So, what's the final verdict? From the furious meltdown over a South Park episode to the bizarre twerking disaster, the pattern is undeniable. Meghan Markle's desperate attempts to control her narrative only end up validating her harshest critics. She was given a global platform and the opportunity of a lifetime, but instead of building a legacy of service, she has built a brand on chaos and controversy.
And if she had any respect for the institution she married into, she'd stop using it like a content farm.
The problem with turning your life into a reality show is that you lose all sense of dignity and mystery. By putting every grievance and private moment out in the open, she has destroyed the very mystique that makes royalty compelling in the first place. She has simply become noise.
Here's the thing. When you reveal everything, you lose your mystique. You become noise. noise. People don't pay attention.
This seems to be the central conflict of her entire story. She desperately craved the status that came with being a royal, but she seemingly had no interest in the duty, sacrifice, and responsibility that are non-negotiable parts of the deal. She wanted the prize, but refused to carry its weight.
She wanted the crown, but didn't want to carry the weight. So now she's shaking what's left of her credibility, and honey, it's not bouncing back.
So why does she do it? According to some commentators, it all stems from a deep-seated and desperate need for public adoration. It's a hunt for love and approval from millions of strangers that constantly leads her to make these baffling and self-destructive decisions.
She needs us to love her, so she will do whatever it takes, and she doesn't know how to make us love her.
This desperation has led to her one true trademark, a pattern of calculated PR moves. Her only unbreakable habit seems to be timing her personal announcements to clash with or overshadow official royal family events, a move many see as petty and deeply vindictive.
Left the royal family for privacy, but manages to time every PR move around royal milestones like it's her job.
This consistent lack of respect for moments, traditions, and the institution itself has led many to a simple conclusion. It's a total disrespect for the sanctity of the moment.
Is disrespectful to the child, to like the sanctity of what goes on for any humans who are actually in that situation.
As long as she and Harry hold their titles, critics argue they will continue to damage the monarchy's reputation, dragging it down to the level of cheap influencers.
Until Harry and Meghan are stripped of their royal titles, they will continue to drag it into influencer hell with hashtags and humble brag.
And that leaves only one drastic solution on the table, according to some of their most vocal critics. It's the one move that could end the circus for good.
They should just do what I've said for a few years now. Just take the titles away. Let them get on with being Meghan and Harry, celebrities.
Is there any coming back from this? Or has Meghan's brand been permanently damaged? Did South Park get it right all along? Let us know what you think below.